Welcome to World War II.
Where Hito is currently at war with Russia, and my economy is fucked. I have no industrial goods.
The whole world is out of
Everything
industrial
is
and
fucked.
military goods. The entire world is in like a goods crisis in the middle of a giant conflict. So it'll be very interesting to see where this goes. Even if you pull most of your troops back, you'll still have China probably throwing some stuff out there for you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold the line for right now.
You know, unless the conflict dies down and then you get hit with a peace treaty, this is gonna stagnate until someone has the military goods to hurt the other, / until Germany declares war on the Soviet Union, causing the Soviet Union to actually start moving their troops. It's hilarious. Nobody anywhere has military goods. Anyone that makes
Or
any
industry
that's
goods.
at peace is selling it. Yeah, the world's just empty on these resources. And you know what's so funny? Every other conflict up until this point was going just fine with the supply of military goods in the world. It's just the extreme amount of wars made it run out. Now that we're at the beginning of day 2, by the way, I want to ask, how do you think this is going to end now? With one of us conquering the others, or with us eliminating the allies in Axis and calling it a draw?
I'm hoping that we go at each other. I think that if Hitler takes, I could take half of the Soviet Union. Hitler takes the other half. Then we'll see
Wait a
what
minute.
happens. I want to invade America, damn it. But maybe not. Maybe I might ally you. Who knows? I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, I guess at the end of the last playthrough, Belgium fell. Germany seems to mainly be sitting around in Italy for right now. Norway doesn't look like it's falling yet. Germany doesn't seem to be doing much there. But they are sending some troops, I think, into the Netherlands. But, you know, they're out of fucking bullets.
Everybody's out of bullets.
They're out of bullets. And somehow Luxembourg is still alive.
I don't think Germany's at war with Luxembourg.
They're not. Usually it's not even a war, I don't think. I think usually they just get them for free in a script when they declare war on Belgium and the Netherlands. But the wars came early. Germany is making progress in the Netherlands. They've pushed in on like 2 or 3 towns since we've started already. And they just formed an alliance with Hungary. I am, like the rest of the world, suffering an industry good and military good problem. And I can only expand as much as I have industry goods. A good chunk of my industry goods are being put into consumer goods, which I am mainly selling the excess for a profit. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to actually probably power down, not like disable, but power down a whole bunch, just a giant amount of consumer goods factories to lower my production and save on costs. It may not make up for the fact that I'm not selling as much anymore, but I'm going to try to save on the amount that I'm making, to try to save on the amount of industry goods that my economy is demanding.
Romania.
And hopefully, pumping out less consumer goods will allow me, the industry goods, to further expand my industry goods, which I can sell the excess of. I mean, it's getting pretty pricey. And then also expand my military goods for stockpiling. Yep. So those are historical alliances right there. That's the Axis expanded. I forget if Bulgaria joins in historically. Alright, it seems like I can turn off even more of these consumer goods factories. I'm gonna like lower the total number by like 100 and see how that works. Whatever the case, I need to free up more industry goods to pump out more industry goods and military goods.
I had forgotten about that.
And most of the consumer goods I've been producing have been for profit, not because I need them. See, I still even have room to turn down production even more. And I can already start seeing the change reflected here in this number. I'm going to lower it by another 21 down to 100. Holy crap, dude. Look at Africa. Italy's been going crazy in British Sudan. They literally Swiss cheesed it. They don't have the supply down there to do a lot more than to Swiss cheese it, though. Looks like the UK has some Swiss cheese of their own going on in that region. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that Djibouti got released as Somaliland and that Italy declared war on them too. They put a fucking line cutting the country in half, but they still haven't taken it. Research-wise, he only has 5 centers, not even making a 6 right now because he's out of goods. One of them he actually took from Russia, and I, on the other hand, have 12, so I'm pretty good for not making more. Germany's the real issue when it comes to that. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and they're making a 22nd. Holy shit. They'll surpass me in no time. Did you know that Germany has 24 research centers?
No, I saw that.
Holy shit. Looks like he still has some occasional engagements going on with the Soviets. Over here, there's far more. Look how many units he has over here fighting them, and they're all really damaged. That's good. This is constantly consuming his military goods to do, and especially if he just straight up loses any units. He will, by the looks of it, actually make progress and end up taking this town if he keeps up the pressure. Oh, he's about to. Oh, he just made a gain, yeah. I wonder if it was worth it, though. Because this town just cost him a whole bunch of goods, and it's not going to get him a whole lot, but by the looks of it, he is trying really hard right now. This is all micromanagement. He is trying really hard to take as much from the USSR as he possibly can before the 1-year mark is up, before Germany declares war. Looks like the submarines are maybe doing some damage to his land force there. Looks like he's trying to do as much damage as he possibly can in order to have as strong as a starting position as he possibly can when the Germans declare war on the USSR, and then he actually has to fight the USSR head on. Their military approval rating is not doing the greatest, meaning he's probably funding their insurgency. Shame that I can't aid them against that. Looks like our repairs on our military units from the Canadian War, which I lost a good amount of units on due to the running out of bullets, but it was still worth it. I'd say it was still worth it. The repairs have mostly finished because we're actually now making a surplus of military goods, and so we're finally accumulating them again for now. We have seen the kind of demand that we are going to have, though, once a large war starts up, and what we need to stop excessive losses in the future. So again, we just need to keep making these factories. Looks like our economy is keeping up with the building. The thing that's not keeping up with the building is our industrial goods. So that may be what we have to focus a little bit. Looks like he's holding his ground for right now. He gave up on pushing any further for the time being, which is good. I'd like him to make as little progress as possible. I would like to see him keep losing units during his attempted pushes, but making as little progress as possible is ideal. So far, all things told, the USSR does have a positive KDR, and we can keep track of how well he does in this war based on the USSR's total KDR throughout the war. How is China's troops doing anyway? Because I know they have 10 fabs.
They're not doing anything.
Their army staff is one of the highest in the world, so I assume that they're at least garrisoned up.
That's probably all that they are doing is just garrison.
Oh, that's funny. Germany is going after the Italian French holdings in southern France. They're about to claim the last town belonging to them. Looks like currently I am gaining 6 million population every year, and he's gaining about 2, a little under 2, with the way things are currently looking. I have less population than him, but I'm starting to catch up. His progress in the war will determine a lot, though. Looks like the Germans are pushing heavily at the Netherlands again, this time some of their remaining southern holdings. Looks like the AI Germany has gotten the memo of the industrial military goods shortage, because they're pumping out factories for these things. So we are not the only ones that are going to be capable, by the looks of it, of handling our own internal goods problems. And they just captured 2 more Netherlands towns. Italy's doing the same thing, just on a smaller scale. Same with the UK. Yeah, so the AI got the memo. We're not the only ones working to solve this. That means in the long run, even if we don't solve this, they will. Speaking of, looks like a lot of my military goods factories are done.
I'm working on solving mine too.
I know a big shortage I have is of industry goods, so I want to take a moment to just focus on pumping a little bit more of those out somewhere. Let's put another 2 down here at Louisville. Let's put another 1 down at St. Louis.
The Netherlands, like Germany and Romania, tried making a push further into Italy, but they got stopped.
Oh, Romania's helping?
Yeah, I saw a couple Romanian troops.
Oh, Hitler's allies are already coming in to help, huh? Neat. We're holding that amount of production steadily, so let's go ahead and actually place just the rest of St. Louis, East St. Louis, with industrial goods, pumping out 13 currently, and we can still even maintain that. Wow. Oh yes, I see why. Military goods factories take twice the amount of industry goods to pump out as industry goods factories. Well, maybe we just need to focus a little bit then, huh? And maybe I should stop selling these as well. That's another thing. It's a good source of money, but I probably need to stockpile it more than I need to acquire money. I've been holding my money even while not pumping out nearly as many consumer goods. Well, in the meantime, let's go to the town of North Plate. I don't know how the fuck to say this. Put another military goods factory down there, and we'll let the rest of this start constructing for the time being. Our closest industrial goods factories are 66% done over here in St. Petersburg in Florida. And since there's pretty much no industrial goods to buy, I guess I'll just hold my own production so that he can't buy it, so that Germany can't buy it. I don't expect anyone I'm allied with to make good use of this kind of stuff right now. Oh, look at the UK is still shipping out troops. What the hell? Where are you shipping them? I also just unlocked 2 more recon units. The Staghound 2, which has better range, and the Wolfhound, which is just much better in combat and cheaper. I'm going to go with the Wolfhound. That's what I'm going to have replace my Staghound for the time being. Looks like there's another potentially good patrol plane here, the C-Mu ASW. I'll go ahead and... Actually, I lied. I won't. I checked, and honestly, I think the Catalina is still better than both of these. This has better defense than the Catalina, but I'm going to hold my position that the Catalina, for the price, is still way better. It has the offensive capability of both of those planes combined, and the same range. It's just, its defense is lacking compared to the Ventura here. The UK is taking a huge risk sending these merchant marines out here. They're sailing them into Italian waters. I don't feel like they're gonna make it to their locations at this rate. Dude, there's a fucking cap ship waiting here, man. What are you doing? I think these units are just like destined to die. Yeah, they're pretty much all dead. Wherever they were going, it's no hope anymore. It's over. For whatever reason, he's not currently making any military or industrial goods. And I don't think he can shoot yet without having some. He's not using any, as we can see. His usage is not going at all. So he is stockpiling an amount, but you know, so am I. He clearly cannot maintain the usage, and he's not even trying to push. He's currently, by the looks of it, biding his time. Oh, look at that. What the hell? The Soviets took or retook? Oh no, they took this city completely from Japanese China. Interesting. Oh, Germany's making another big push into the Netherlands. Close to taking the city of Gouda. They have a whole bunch of artillery all over the place here. It's probably their offensive army that suffered the most. Ooh, what units are these? What flag is that? Is that Hungary? Yeah, that's Hungary. So the Hungarian and Romanian offensive units are trying to help pick up the slack for the Germans, though their units are certainly not as good. Yeah, with the amount of artillery up here, you can tell that the offensive army here is lacking. It's probably been destroyed by the lack of bullets just getting in its way. But they did push and take Gouda. It's definitely only a matter of time before the Netherlands falls. Looks like the UK is sailing more units out to the slaughter. This is not a good situation they have going on. They're trying too hard to fight the Italians. Hell, the Germans are shipping out to fight someone too, probably the Italians. And it's not a winning strategy. Italy needs to fall for Germany and the UK to kind of start doing better. Because as of right now, their casualties, look at this, are just mounting up for no reason. The supplies up in Canada are so bad. Canada has some weird-ass fucking road network looping around up here. Not even looping successfully. I don't understand what the point of all this stuff up here is. To move supply, I guess, but this is an inefficient way to move supply, to say the least. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and probably plop down some new rail lines. That's all that Canada really needs is rail lines anyway. I'm not gonna delete their whole fucking road system or anything, but I am definitely going to try to narrow this down to more rails. to save on money and to allow easier transport through the region. Like, why does this rail line end here and not go all the way to this town where it should? It's also set up very inefficiently, but that's okay. Let's get that going to the town, which will then help move supply throughout Canada. And there's so much crap over here that needs to be done as well. Like, we could do with connecting this little village up here with anything else as well. Like with this one right here. Let's try to make that happen. Let's bring the rail line headed south. There's two ways to do this. The direct way, which involves making a lot of bridges, and the non-direct way, which involves going down way out of our way. I mean, hell, it can connect down here to this random-ass rail line that goes out into nowhere. I mean, that's probably preferable. Yeah, sure, we'll connect it down here. Get rid of that little piece of rail. And that way, it's still connected to something by rail and thus can move its supply around easier. Oh my god, take a look at this road here. Look how long this road here and it is, and it doesn't go anywhere. It goes up here to something that isn't even marked on the map in the game. That's a lot of money that's just not ever going to be utilized, so I'm going to get rid of that. I will take this moment and finally connect the town of Prudhoe Bay to some kind of main line of infrastructure in an area that desperately needs supply. I'm just going to directly connect it through the mountains and across this super long river here down to the roadway at Fairbanks. Honestly, this would be way better as a rail line and not a roadway, but I don't feel like optimizing it that much right now. There's also another town here, Dawson City, which just gets completely skipped over by this set of infrastructure. I know one thing I'll do for sure, and that's that I will connect that by rail up to this town up here of Aklavik, and then they can move supplies between each other and be connected in that way. And then I have to figure out how I want to connect it to this main roadway. I can either bring the railway down here, which would most directly connect it, or I could try to just extend the roadway here. I mean, there is supply over here, so this roadway is moving supply enough to theoretically build up to here, although I would be connecting it. Well, I don't know, I guess I could make a road just to make it a smooth transition. Yeah, I guess I'm going to draw a road connecting at this mountain over to Dawson City, so that we have a road and a rail line that brings us here. And rather than putting that bridge there, actually, I'm just going to go down here, like so, to avoid needing to make a second bridge for that connection. There's also a town, Fort McMurray, that is all by itself.
The speed very fast, because I ain't really got much going on right now.
And North Battleford as well here, which could do with being connected. So this is an easy connection.
Stagnated.
We'll connect that by road. That's a pretty simple thing to do. We want to connect this as well. And connecting it down south makes the most amount of sense. There's a hub of infrastructure over here, so we're going to try to make the connection going up the river. And looks like we can do it pretty simply. Okay, wait, maybe I don't want to have that as a bridge. That's unnecessary. So instead, we will connect like this. I think we've avoided making any bridges. Yes, we have avoided it completely, and we're going to set up a rail line connecting those. I want to get these places connected, move supply around this area, because Canada is very poorly supplied and very poorly connected, in fact. Look at all my fucking supply, everything coming up here, just like, oh, we need supply over here. Oh, in fact, there's actually ways to move supply all the way up here in the fucking, like, Arctic Pole region. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's get something going here, why don't we? Let me see which part of this is a lake. Okay, I think we can do this without a bridge, no problem. There you go, that's without a bridge. Any more towns up here in the literal Arctic that I might want to see connected? I'm sure that I'll find some eventually, but for now, this needs to get connected down here. So we're going to skirt our way around the water here. And connect that over at Arviat. We are rapidly expanding our total rail lines. This is also consuming industry goods, mind you. But I do feel getting the supply up here could be very handy if he ever invades me. Connectivity up here would help me respond more rapidly, in fact, rapidly at all. So I definitely would like to connect just about anything I can here that would allow me to mount any better resistance. Looks like since I've last checked, he has captured one more thing, Shibi that is. He's captured this aircraft base and production facility belonging to the Soviet Union. I don't like seeing him take important things away from the Soviets. Okay, looks like the Soviets are getting their goods under control as well, because they're not making any more military production. And he's not either, but he doesn't need to. He already has some of the highest in the world. He's barely making any goods, and unless I'm just missing when he's making them, I don't understand what he's doing. I guess his industrial goods are just that bad by the looks of it, because I don't know what else he's fucking building. There's nothing that I can find. Oh. Italy declared war on Bulgaria?
Bulgaria. Wow, okay.
Italy just wants to die, okay? It's simple. That's not a historical war. That never happened.
Somebody else declared war on me.
No, it's a special sound when someone declares war on you. Instead of the doon doon, it's bwah bwah.
Oh, right.
I swear to God, it feels like Germany just has their handful dealing with partisans that pop up. Germany and Italy both are having a problem with, like, maintaining their lands against partisans. I feel like that's enough of a distraction for them as is. Gonna pump down another military goods factory. I'm moving slowly but surely with the rails that I'm making and all the industrial goods. I'm still making 9 more factories. Military goods, I'm trying to keep myself at a positive ratio, or at least not so negative that my sustainability doesn't last for an entire build cycle of everything I'm building. Because at the end of the day, you know, the one thing I desperately need more of is military goods. And the actual consumption of industry goods from military goods isn't the problem. It's the problem would be making the goods to begin with. Like, making the factories for them. It's great seeing Puerto Rican military units start defending my lands down here in Mexico.
Sign between Italy and Somaliland.
Well, I guess, is Italy keeping that chunk? Yep, they're keeping that line that they took out of Somaliland. But they actually lost the connection in British Somaliland, which they had put a line through as well. A lot of Italy's troops,
oh my God,
at least an okay chunk of them, do seem to be in Africa. The fighting is not quite as decisive or consistent as real-life Africa, but it's there. Looks like the Soviets have underground coal gasification. I guess I'll go ahead and buy that from them. I don't plan on researching it myself, but I might as well get the research just in case. It's a permanent acquisition after all. Oh, looks like some of our industry goods factories are finishing. And in World War II, each factory is worth so little in your overall grand production is what helps make this take so much longer. I'm going to go ahead and while these are all finishing up, I'm going to basically make another 2, finish this hex with military goods. I'm not going to get rid of the coal plants here at the moment, but just finish it up with those goods at least. I'm starting to notice oil slowly creep up on me in its demand to my production, so eventually I'll have to expand that, because with the military expanding, with all my production expanding, and with my civilians, my population expanding, it's starting to catch up. And it is an opportunity good, meaning it sells for, well, good amounts of money, clearly. Are we selling any recently? Yeah, we are, and it's a big chunk. Even with my consumer goods nerfed, like, it's matching my consumer goods. So that is a big source of, like, daily income. And I'm right now holding my money roughly because I turned off selling so much of my consumer goods. Well, petroleum is easily going to be another source of income. However, as the demand creeps up on me, we will run into an issue where I need more. But I'll need industry goods to make more, and right now, you know, that's trying to being pumped into military stuff. It's a precarious balance trying to figure out what to make and when to make it. Looks like most of our industrial goods factories are done though, and I'd like to get some more placed down as well somewhere. I think I'll pick up here at Fort Worth and make another 3 of them just to keep that amount increasing. Germany allied with Yugoslavia? That's not historical.
Well, it just happened.
Holy shit. Well, alright. We're straight... Literally, I think the last historical thing that's going to happen at this rate is Germany invading the USSR.
That even happens.
If that even happens, right? It probably will. I feel like that one's set in stone. But a lot of these other things are just, well, not happening.
Yeah, but they can't even take Amsterdam.
They've been slowly creeping up on it. And their military goods production, everything's expanding. And we haven't gone crazy far. Like, this is a drudgerous war currently, yeah, but they're gaining allies, they're gaining production, and I think it's just inevitable until the Netherlands falls, should Germany keep up its current tactics. I don't see it really doing anything productive in Norway, and I can't see into Italy, but it occasionally takes a town from them. Yeah, by the looks of it, he's not making in military goods production because he's focused on industrial goods. His usage is so high. I don't even know why it's so high. I don't know what he could possibly be making that would be consuming so much. Because he's not expanding anything that takes a lot. He's literally just making one industrial goods factory. Unless his production was just that bad. Looks like he's conquered a lot of this island as well. And he has an advanced force that I just glanced up here.
Of Iraq.
Yeah, that happens. They're very politically unstable. Hungary declared war on Greece. Italy declared war on Yugoslavia. Bulgaria declared war on Greece. Bulgaria declared war on Yugoslavia. Hungary declared war on Yugoslavia. Germany declared war on Greece and Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia had a coup d'etat. What the hell is happening in the Balkans? This must be the historical moment where Germany declares war on Greece and Yugoslavia. Even though Italy didn't start the war in Greece, this part clearly still happened. And the allies of Germany seem to have followed them in on this decision automatically, probably because of a script. And so, even though they had an alliance, you know, this is still going to happen. Hell, even Italy declared war on them, so that must also be script-based. So now all of these countries are about to fight and probably completely demolish Yugoslavia. And then Greece's involvement in this will be interesting.
Well, Greece is already fighting Bulgaria.
I can't even see into Greece or anything, but yeah. Oh, what now?
Italy declared war on Bulgaria.
What the fuck? Okay. Sure. Why not?
Just whatever. Whatever's going on.
Europe wants to die in explosive, deadly war, then Europe can die in explosive, deadly war. Hungary's the one really pushing in on Yugoslavia here.
Yep.
Oh my god, Yugoslavia just split into a bunch of little pieces. Looks like there's some scripts at work here, because Germany just claimed a lot of what Hungary was taking. Croatia is now independent. Yugoslavia still kind of remains in some bits and pieces. Croatia existing is an interesting turn of events. With this shit happening, they're dying even faster than I expected them to die. I have some more room in my capacity to make military goods, so I'm going to probably plop down a couple more factories. I have an okay stock as of right now. I just want to essentially pick a new location and keep military goods producing at a good rate, so I'll place 2 down here over at Bozeman, just because that's the main thing that I need to increase sooner rather than later.
Well, at least I fully took back my northernmost island almost from the Soviets.
Oh, maybe he owned this to begin with, actually. Well, historically he didn't, but I guess, you know, technically speaking, the Soviets may have run amok on this island because they could have. At least he's not making a good amount of progress. We're almost to the invasion of Soviet Union. He's barely made any progress beyond taking the Vladivostok region. Germany just declared war on Bulgaria. Okay, well, Bulgaria is just as good as dead because everybody wants them dead.
God, you talk about Swiss cheesing it up. Holy fuck.
Yep. Now, let me connect something else up here.
For Christ's
in
sake,
Alaska.
Germany, at least finish one of your damn wars first.
I'm gonna go ahead and connect this rail line up here to connect it down to Juneau, which has a very important seaport, but there's not a lot of actual supplies in this area. I'm noticing some of my units get stuck up here. I'm gonna try to connect that even more down here to Prince Rupert. There's already like a bridge here, so So I'm going to just place the railroad, generally speaking, over this bridge. It even works like that. I don't know. I guess I should just focus on connecting this down there more than anything, right? So we want to just avoid the bridges a little bit if we can. Well, actually, the bridges might be the most direct route by a long margin right here. So, in fact, I will not ignore the bridges in that case. Okay, this wasn't even a bridge. This is just a dense forest. Okay. Alright, so I got the rail line set up. It has 2 bridges roughly, I believe. Only 2. And connects pretty directly up here, which also connects further up north something else by rail, which was not already, generally speaking, connected. So I'm pretty happy with that.